Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency takes door-to-door engagement to Etiosa. Minister of State Minerals and Development commits to equipping female miners. On the foreign scene, International Committee of Red Cross calls for ceasefire in Gaza. In sport, two-time world champion Anthony Joshua defeats Francis Ngannou in second round knockout of their heavyweight clash. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has stressed the need for continual engagement for residents of the state on sexual and gender-based violence through its door-to-door advocacy. Speaking during the campaign conducted at Etiosa, Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilola Vaivo stressed that harmful gender norms and attitudes continue to persist, perpetuating inequality and limiting individuals' potential. According to Vaivo, those norms dictate how men and women should behave, dress, and interact with others based on their gender and can be damaging to both men and women, leading to discrimination, violence, and limited opportunities for their personal growth. She stressed that challenging harmful gender norms and attitudes is essential in creating a more equitable society where individuals are free to express themselves authentically without fear of judgment or reprisal. The Lagos State Office of Transformation, Creativity and Innovation, OTCI, has tasked public servants with growth mindset development to leverage creativity and innovation towards changing the face of public service. Director General of OTCI, Toyin Angels Ademuyiwa, gave the advice at the annual sensitization exercise on creativity and innovation organized by the Agency for Public Servants in Ikeja. Angels Ademuyiwa noted that the program was designed to inspire action and equip public servants with the tools, strategies, and mindset necessary to drive change, foster innovation, and create a more responsive and effective public service in the state. She added that the program would allow a shared vision among the workforce and ignite a culture of creativity and innovation within the public sector. Lagos State Government, through the Office of Urban Development and Lagos State Building Control Agency, LACA, has finalized plans to partner with the private sector on the built industry for enhanced service delivery. The partnership, which is to be christened Accredited Certifiers Program, is aimed at strengthening the capacity of government officials in monitoring and enforcement of building regulations in the state. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting held at LACA headquarters in Ikeja, Special Advisor to the Governor on Electronic Geographical Information System and Urban Development, Olajide Babatunde, said the recommendation of the Accredited Certifiers Program emanated from the government white paper on a report of the State Tribunal of the building collapse. According to Babatunde, the main reason for the partnership, which has been in the pipeline since 2021, is aimed at zero tolerance for building collapse in the state through robust monitoring and inspection of all ongoing construction, as the government cannot do the job alone. Vice Chancellor of Lagos State University, LASU, Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, has called on staff of the university to keep pace with emerging technologies for improved productivity. Olatunji Bello made the call while speaking at the opening session of a two-day training on artificial intelligence, AI, organized by the institution for staff across all cadres in the university. She emphasized the importance of staying abreast of technological advancements to remain relevant in the academic sphere, just as she also underscored the need for continuous learning and adoption. Olatunji Bello, who was represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration Adenike Boyo, asserted that LASU's proactive approach to the adoption of technology underscores the university's commitment to staying at the forefront of educational innovation. Now to the rest of the stories. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development and Chairman of the African Minerals Strategy Group, AMSG, Dele Alake, has affirmed the commitment of the African continent to equip women with requisite skills to participate actively in the mining sector. Given his goodwill message virtually at the International Women's Day Forum 2024, organized by the Women Miners Association, the minister lauded the organizers for putting the plight of women in the mining sector on the front burner for progress. The minister emphasized the importance of investing in the development of women for leadership in industry and governance. The Minister of State for Health, Tunji Alausa, has lamented the prevalence of quacks in the health industry, saying they are responsible for the condemnable business of organ harvesting in the country. Alausa said that the federal government will soon come up with legislation that would regulate the healthcare sector to eliminate quacks and ensure improved service delivery. The minister stated this while on courtesy call of the governor of Ogun State, Taiwo Baruwa, at Abeokuta, the state capital. It decried the practice where untrained people are allowed to operate in the health sector. Alausa also hinted that the federal government is in the process of starting a program that would increase the production of healthcare providers, starting with the administration of 10,000 medical students every year, while admission for nurses would increase from 28,000 to 68,000 annually. The head of the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, Mirjana Sojaric, has called for an urgent ceasefire in Gaza, saying Israel and Hamas must respect international law and protect civilians caught up in that conflict. According to Sojaric, getting a steady, substantial flow of desperately needed aid into the besieged Palestinian territory, where the United Nations says more than 90% of the population is on the brink of famine, was only part of the solution. She says alleviating the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza start with a clear will and measures that will safeguard civilian life and human dignity, while both sides must conduct their military operations in a way that spares the civilians who are caught in the middle. Israel has responded with a relentless ground and air offensive that the health ministry in Hamas-run Gaza said has killed nearly 40,000 people, mostly women and children. 5 months into the war, an international effort is gathering pace to get humanitarian relief into the densely populated enclave by sea in a bid to counter restrictions on access by land that have been blamed on Israel. In sport now, two-time world champion Anthony Joshua has knocked out mixed martial arts star Francis Ngannou in the second round of their heavyweight clash in the early hours of Saturday. Joshua had his Cameroonian opponent on the canvas in the first round and twice more in the second in a brutal and brief exhibition of punching power. Ngannou, 37, a former UFC heavyweight champion, was taking part in only his second professional boxing match, having lost a split decision to Tyson Fury in an October fight that saw him put the WBC champion on the canvas in the third round. Joshua, a former unified WBO, WBA, and IBF heavyweight champion, went into the fight on the back of 3 successive wins. And that's it on the news at 4, but just before we go, stay alive. Make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like on our various social media platforms. X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all the previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that's the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 150 small-scale business owners in digital marketing? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, the SVA, has stressed the need for continual engagement for residents of the state on sexual and gender-based violence through its door-to-door advocacy. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development and Chairman of the African Minerals Strategy Group, AMSG, Dede Alaki, has affirmed the commitment of the African continent to equip women with requisite skills to participate actively in the mining sector. We also told you that the head of the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, Mirjana Soljaric, has called for urgent ceasefire in Gaza, saying Israel and Hamas must respect international law and protect civilians caught up in this conflict. And finally, in sport, two-time world champion Anthony Joshua has knocked out mixed martial star Francis Ngannou in the second round of their heavyweight clash in the early hours of Saturday. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagostate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adesuwa. Enjoy your car. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
Traffic for 3 hours? Would you like to navigate through the rush hour with ease? Let us get you to your destination with the latest traffic update, well spiced up with some great news.